Rural Americans deserve access to the best of what our nation has to offer, especially healthcare. Across every state and every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return,
but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do?
My refund, though.
I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Sunday morning. Well, there's an election coming up in New Jersey. Well, with us today is Mayor Joe Hathway. He's the former mayor in Randolph, New Jersey, and he is running for a congressional seat in, where is it? Essex County, and...
We got about half of Morris County, some of Essex and Passaic as well, John.
And you're running for Governor Sherrill's former congressional seat.
That's right.
And I understand you're running against a lady that was an assistant to Bernie Sanders, the Senator of Vermont?
That's correct, about as far left as it gets.
Well, and the fact is that you're a common sense guy. You went to Yale University, I understand. And do they know you're running as a Republican?
I went to Yale, and yet I still have some common sense I was able to bring back home, John. I know it sounds crazy, but that's been our platform from day one, about common sense, bringing the same work ethic, the same results that we get done at the local level. We need to bring that mayor's mindset down to Washington. That's the only way we're going to fix the problems that we have in New Jersey.
I mean, there's always you always need common sense in New Jersey and in every state. And you were a mayor, so you had to have some common sense because you knew you had to learn that you had to pick up the garbage on time, and you had to learn that you had to clean up the snow when it was snowing. Et cetera, et cetera.
Listen, it's about getting things done that impact people's lives, right? And whether it was, making sure garbage gets picked up on time or making sure that, major infrastructure projects like Route 10 are safe and effective for our travelers, or even things that impact people in small ways, right? I'm a young dad. I have 3 little ones at home. When I first got on the council, one of the first things we did, I noticed none of the restrooms in our parks had changing tables for parents with babies. That was one of the first things we changed. It's not about necessarily how many dollars you're spending or what the big impact is. It's about doing things for the people that rely on you. That's the same type of mentality we can bring to Washington to try to change some lives here in Jersey.
Understood. Now, other issues that I know it's a big issue among parents in New Jersey, New York, all over the place is if you had a daughter playing on a soccer team and there was a male wanted to play in the girls' soccer team, what would you say?
Well, listen, that kind of stuff isn't going to fly with me. We need to protect women's sports. We need to protect women overall. Biological men playing in women's sports, things like that. That is something I'm completely opposed to. I'm a dad of 2 young daughters. I hope they both grow up to be tremendous athletes, very strong, independent women, and I want them to be successful in all things, not having to go against an unfair advantage playing like things like playing against biological men in their sports.
I agree with you 110%. Give me another major issue that you're emotional about protecting your kids and protecting all New Jerseyites.
Sure. Well, listen, when you talk about protecting our kids, nowadays, John, this is all about social media and being online and how we got to make sure we have guardrails for our kids when it comes to, the social media algorithms that are keeping them, scrolling on their phones, and make sure, like the old days, get them back outside, playing sports, being engaged, being with their friends. Those are things I think I see a lot of parents care about. but also we have to be protecting our communities and improving and working with our local law enforcement, making sure that they have the tools they need. As a mayor in Randolph, I was the first mayor in the last about 3 or 4 years to fully fund and fully staff our police department at the local level. Parents come to our district to be safe, to live in communities that are safe. My opponent, you know what her message is on law enforcement? Defund the police at every single level. That's not something that's going to fly with
Don't want to
NJ11
defund
parents.
the police.
Nope.
You need the police to protect our kids. You know, I can take care of myself, and you're much, taller than me. You can protect yourself, but we worry about our kids, and I have grandkids too now. So,
absolutely. Look, they're the future. They're the future, and the decisions we're making today have to be for doing what's right for our families.
well, we'd love to have you on again sometime, and please come on. The election is April
16th.
16th. So please come on before that and tell us the progress you're making in New Jersey.
John, we're making tremendous progress right now. This election is about the future of our party, one of hard work, one of common sense against radical socialism. Everyone in New Jersey can come together on that notion. That's going to be the path to success here. All of your listeners, too, can find more about us at joehathawayforcongress.com.
Joe Hathaway for Congress.com, a common sense individual for New Jersey. Thank you so much for coming on this Sunday morning, and we'll catch up again real soon.
Thanks, John.
Rural Americans deserve access to the best of what our country has to offer, especially health care. Across every state, every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.